Modern technology, cheap energy, has made it possible for us to live very sedentary lives. For many of us, we're living at 2,200 calories or so per day. That's within 10 or 15% of basal metabolic rate. That's historically unprecedented. And so if you're only eating for 2,000 or so calories a day, you can't get what you need. And if you make the situation worse by adding in poor food choices, lots of empty calories, you may be normal weight, you may be overweight, increasingly people are, but you will not be getting all the different micro and phytonutrients that you need. So we've got to a point now in this obesogenic, pathogenic society where supplements are becoming very, very necessary. Food availability is not really the issue. The quality of the food is the problem. We need a new definition of malnutrition. Now, this is malnutrition type A, the kind you find in the textbooks, and very typically, it's the kind of malnutrition we generally only see in the developing countries these days. What we do see is type B malnutrition, and this is characterized not so much by a deficiency of a micronutrient and a lack of calories, but depletion of multiple micronutrients, very often present with calorific balance or even a calorific excess. This is the product of eating a diet with too many calories and not enough vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Luckily, we know what this looks like as well, and it looks like this. In fact, it looks like you. And by my calculations, about 36 million British people suffer from exactly this type of malnutrition. And the consequences? An increased risk of chronic, non-communicable degenerative disease. But it's made worse again by the fact that there are many other degenerative diseases which are on the up and up. Hypertension. It affects 25% of US adults at the moment, but there is a condition known as prehypertension, which if left untreated and if my lifestyle is not modified, generally progresses to clinically recognized hypertension. That now affects an additional 30% of US adults. Macular degeneration used to be known as age-related macular degeneration. We are now seeing this appearing in progressively younger groups of patients. Osteoporosis, again, traditionally a disease of old age, now being picked up increasingly in men who were always relatively immune to this, and in young people, in army recruits, even possibly in children. Moving quickly on to cancers, specifically the non-tobacco related cancers. Melanoma and juvenile cancers, they have been increasing at a rate of about 1.5% year on year for the last 20 years. Neurodegenerative disease, there is evidence now that the incidence of Alzheimer's disease is increasing within age-matched cohorts. There seems to be more of this about. Asthma and allergies have been doubling in incidence every decade for the last 3 decades, to the point where, not so long ago, the Royal College of Surgeons issued a despairing statement to the effect that this problem had reached such a pitch that they could no longer cope. The writing is on the wall. A large number of us are becoming less healthy. The incidence of many of the chronic degenerative diseases appears to be on the increase. Something is wrong.